What is VRChat? A place, a movement, an emotion, a forum, a group, a community. VRChat is a finely tuned but chaotic existence. To call it a game would never serve it justice for the versatility it can provide. For every person and every user, there is somewhere to call home. For every walk of life, there are groups to be had, environments to explore, and wonders behind every creation. A game entirely built of the community and lone creators. Behind every work of art, there was someone who wanted to show what they're thinking, a walk in the park of their mind, and a vision for what felt true to themselves. Either it be solo or with others, there are unique aspects to every reach of a person who can be and what VRChat means to them. In an effort to understand what draws people to this community, I've interviewed a particular group known as Curious Connections, an interesting section of the world bringing souls and like-minded individuals together in an aim to foster a true understanding of what VRChat can be for all who become involved. From interactions with one another as paired talk and chills, movie nights to show what people adore, improvisation skills to become more open-minded, partnering with likewise bunches for physical health, and even unlocking a secret technique known as Phantom Sense to bring the feeling of touch to the virtual world. This is VRChat. To get started, over a span of a couple of weeks, I've partaken in a number of events being directly hosted by Curious Connections and likewise groups of similar interest. With a glorious sunset background and a vastly explorable terrain, we have arrived to participate in the paired Talk and Chills, interviewing the main coordinators and participants of said event. So grab some snacks, sit back and enjoy these interactions as I try my absolute best to stitch together all this footage. Thank you and enjoy. For your paired Talk and Chills, what is that you really feel brings the community together and the main aspect of these events?
Yeah, I feel like what really brings people together is being inclusive. When they go into these events and they know that they have to talk to someone new, they bring in like a different mindset. Being a catalyst, I think being a catalyst is one of the most important ones. It's like, if you have a friend, introduce them to someone else. If you met someone and they seem really cool, introduce them to the other friends. That's what being in a community is about, is actively inviting people to join you on whatever thing you're doing.
Well, and a lot of these communities kind of like wall off from everybody else. Whereas Curious Connections is very open to like including other communities within the community of Curious Connections, reaching out, connecting with others, doing like collaboration events. We're partnering up with another community, Aya Veritas and Curious Connections. We're going to do like a fitness and head pat combo.
Help them be more welcoming to others that they don't know. And then when they go to other communities, I hope that the things that they learn here, the practices that we do, they bring it over to those other communities and make them more welcoming.
A group with a goal on bringing in more individuals and helping them break out of their shells. Often those who are unsure of themselves will sit and listen for an event, and by next time are ready to communicate with the rest. Social interactions to not only make more friends, but to expand your mindset beyond the physical realm of the awkwardness of having to meet. These skills learned often directly translate to the real world, being able to more confidently talk not only in a casual setting, but also within the work life, talking to your fellow coworkers and management. And the interactions don't have to stop there. Beyond the advertised events, you can make enough friends that before you know it, you're finding yourself in some karaoke night singing along to the Backstreet Boys, even if, let's be real, none of us can sing.
Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mess.
I'm so very sorry that you had to hear that, but to be fair, after a few drinks, I could have sworn we sounded much better than that. Moving onward, we were going to take a look into the physical fitness aspect of the VR world. As mentioned by a funny bunny, Curious Connections does also work with groups such as the Aya Veritas to keep us fit. It should be mentioned that even though this is all about the virtual reality world, you can actually download and play without it. Completely free to use and downloadable on PC, plus, even recently, even in early access on Android mobile. So events like these fitness days are not restricted to just those with goggles.
I'm doing this for my body, not my avatar's body.
Exactly.
I was gonna say your avatar's already ripped, so.
We're gonna be doing dead bugs.
So to be doing a dead bug, we're going to lay on our backs. We're going to bring our legs up so that we create a bit of a 90-degree angle with our knees and at our hips.
As the leader of the VRChat, how has the idea of VR fitness differed from the real world? What draws people in and what equipment is really needed?
Access is one, but then you also have community. And I guess there's something to be said for affordability because, our community doesn't charge for gym memberships or expensive equipment. Now, it also kind of draws people in and helps people get engaged because you're not really in that mindset of, oh, this is a gym membership. I have to go or I'm not making use of it. No, you kind of get drawn in by the community. We do tell people that even if they don't have a VR headset or if they're just in desktop mode, they are more than welcome to come to our classes and participate because having full body is not a requirement.
I started fitness and at a very young age, and it's been a passion of my life. And I love spreading it and helping people and teaching them the health benefits of fitness. And I used to run group activities just like this in a real environment. And when I got into VR, I noticed that the limit to what you can do in virtual reality is only within your imagination. And so I thought, there's no specialized equipment that's needed for bodyweight exercises, calisthenics, mobility, and balance. And I thought, I can bring that into VR and I can spread that help and that joy of fitness. And that's what I really strive to bring to my classes.
An easily accessible format completely free to the user can have far reaches. On phone, the computer, or a headset, everything is 100% free to join. With the busy work-life schedule and today's standards, we don't always have the capability to visit a physical gym. Nor do people sometimes want the pressure of doing it within that public space of being visible, taking time to drive there. The virtual world allows the comfort of trained professionals providing their knowledge so you can focus on thriving safely. But it doesn't have to stop there. Not everything in life has to be about physical health. Mental health is still just as important to help keep yourself rounded as an individual. Another group known as the VR Mindfulness Project hosts meditation classes each week on a number of topics. Even with secular Buddhism being the main teaching points, you do not need to subscribe to those ideals to bring a peace of mind to your everyday life. Instead, maybe subscribe to the channel if you have been enjoying the content, as whether it be finding friends, fitness, or meditation, or to the channel, all walks of life are welcome to join. There are no limitations to your orientations or beliefs to learning something new and having a good time.
30-minute meditation today, focusing on deepening our mindfulness of our bodies and cultivating compassion for our bodies. In a secular Buddhist community, we take the principles and teachings from Buddhism and apply them to our daily life. Like, how can we use these teachings and these principles, mindfulness, loving kindness, the insights of impermanence, interbeing, all these different things, compassion, equanimity. How can we take those teachings and apply them to our daily life and kind of leave the more esoteric parts of it alone? And really focus on the present moment.
In terms of how have you participated in bringing in more listeners or practicers of these methods? Have it been more and more word of mouth?
So I think primarily most people have joined us through word of mouth or, people who came over to VR Mindfulness Project from Sambhogakaya and the original creators of this world. Yeah, and shout outs from other communities like Curious Connections, Fireside, all these communities that, have kind of like reached out to me and have told members of their community about this community and our events.
In the idea of these meditation practices, how have some of these lessons helped you within your work life and also your personal relation?
In any kind of situation where I've got to have some kind of like long-term conversation, it's really important that I'm able to kind of make an impact with the words that I'm saying that tends in a positive direction. And so it can be really useful to know the different kind of communication styles that I might be interacting with. so that I can tailor kind of what I'm saying to those different people.
How has VR kind of allowed you to get more comfortable with your skill set of learning instruments? Has it maybe allowed you a little bit more freedom and comfortability of perhaps performing in the physical world and being able to practice in front of other people here in virtual reality?
It's not necessarily about the performance itself, but I've been using VRChat as testing ground for asserting my musical voice. So I would go to worlds and just play with and open myself to feel things even though I'm in like a public setting.
VRChat is more than just a game, and certainly more than the sometimes toxic public worlds. To take part in some of these communities can help you develop as a person into the open, real world. Communication, fun, openness, and even developing those skill sets. On the topic of evolving those skills, we'll next take a quick look at the mayhem that are the Improv Knights and our best attempts to think on the spot. Think fast, but true to yourself, no matter how silly you may look.
The whole thing with improv is that a lot of people like to overthink, and it's about just letting the first thing come to mind. Where does sewage go?
Up the throat.
Have you checked your butthole?
We're not doing that.
Beat it.
All right,
That's
I guess
fine. That's fine.
we'll do one more question and then we'll swap to the next group.
You know, there's a lot of taco aficionados out there, and I'm just curious, how do you prepare your meat for your tacos?
Crunch.
Drop.
Baked?
So you crunch up the meat, then you drop it, and bake it? That is impressive. That is a new system I've never seen before.
What is the most iconic sound that a train can make?
Chugga.
Chugga.
Choo. 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 Chugga.
Chugga.
Choo. 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 Chugga. Chugga. Choo. 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 Chugga. Chugga. Choo. Choo. Choo.
Alright, I have enough editorial fun with that one. The Improv Knights are funny, cringy, but opening. When the point is to be silly, then let it flow. We're getting closer to the end, but still a number of events to cover. If you guys do want to see more VR content, then please do let me know. There was another topic that I wanted to touch on, but unable to show too much footage for. Why? That's because it is movie night. Once a week, the groups like to get together and watch their favorite shows, anime, or movies. Users can suggest their favorites or interests in wanting to see to help gather everyone around and partake in sitting back, eating some popcorn, and enjoying the screen. However, I cannot show too much footage as well. Daddy YouTube might not like that so much.
No. Wait.
But I think you understand the point. Movies, they're good. We only have two final events to touch on, gaming and Phantom Sense. So let's hop in discovering what Phantom Sense even is, and what does it mean, and can it be achieved?
So Phantom Sense, for those of you that are unaware, is this ability to feel touch when there's nobody physically actually touching you.
A lot of us out in the world don't get to experience touch, or even going in and paying for a massage, maybe that is out of our price range, because I know in my area massages go for close to $200 an hour. So coming in here, it allows you to connect with others. It allows you to feel that touch. It allows you to provide and give love to somebody else, because not only does it feel good to receive love and affection, but it feels amazing to give that love and affection. So to come to HeadPat class, you get to meet others that want to experience it, that want to give it. You get to find how other people are doing it. You get to find other people that aren't going to look at you questionably and think, oh, you're a weirdo. Because some people do look over. I know I was one of those people when I first came into VRChat. I looked over and I'm like, what the hell is going on over there? And I'm a very touchy person, IRL. I am an actual body worker in real life.
So I'm very accustomed to touching strangers and having even strangers touch me, because if somebody wants to give me a massage, yes, please. I am all for getting a massage.
And in the concept of bringing touch to the virtual world and really trying to bring in that connection, what could you speak about in terms of phantom sense? Is it kind of trying to bring the sense of touch to the virtual world, or what is that?
Phantom sense is, as you hear the word phantom and you know the word sense, you're bringing phantom touch. So obviously, I'm an avatar in here. This is a bunch of light. You're going to touch me. I can't actually feel that physical touch. But when you spend some time in here and your brain kind of starts to accept some of the stuff in here as reality, it is called virtual reality for a reason. We are here virtually, but we are also actually really here. Everyone behind a headset is an actual real live human person. Some of us have heard of frisson, a warmth, a buzz. Sometimes we have butterflies in our tummy. These are all extrasensory perceptions that happen. We all have a brain and they all can occur in our brain. These are kind of the sensations that come into play when you're talking about phantom touch, because there is no actual physical touch. So eventually your brain is making those interpretations happen so that when somebody touches you, or if somebody's avatar blows through your avatar, you get a little bit of a whoosh. If there's a fan in your VR environment and the fan is blowing on you, you can sometimes almost feel that air. So it's all about how immersed you allow your brain to get in.
Phantom sense is a fine art of training your brain into feeling touch and relaxation from the virtual world. A curious connection of seeing the avatars interact with your own and allowing it to translate to your comfort and belonging. The same concept of those who may have lost parts before, but feels though it is still there. Now last but certainly not least is the large plethora of games that come to the VRChat. Shooters, adventure, mystery, or even survival, either be with teams or on your own, VRChat, much like the footage seen here today, allows you to create and experience anything you want. So let's dive into some of those games and see what the fun's all about.
Question mark.
Oh.
I don't know how to do the thing though. There we go. That's my first question mark.
There are people in the center.
Yes, there are.
Alright, fair enough. I really like this rounds game. It's fun, but there are hundreds, if not thousands, of games out there. Rounds, Stalker 2, Mystery Mansion, Survivals, and more. But to finish off everything that's been said, VRChat is more than just a game. As was first said, it is a forum, a group, and a community. From exercising mental fortitude, friend gathering, and even gaming. VRChat has a lot to offer. Curious Connections has offered lots in the help of this project and shown me what it's really all about. Beyond my job and beyond my preconceptions, there is a true sense of belonging amongst these people. Behind every avatar is a person, and behind every avatar is a soul, someone hoping to connect, to feel acceptance. If you move past the public worlds, there are genuine minds behind every corner. And what I hope to bring from this video is a new forefront of bringing people together, that not everything has to be black and white. If you loved or hated this video, then please let me know down below. Thank you, Curious Connections, I Veritas, the Mindfulness Project, and everybody involved. This has been Digital Dave and the VR community. Thank you, and see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.